If you are traveling to a country, the first place that you will see is actually the airport. That's why airport is very important if you bring the image of the country. If you go to the country where the airport is not well maintained and the service is not good, then it will give you like an image where this country is not good. So Changi Airport is the world #1 best airport. And can you imagine you go to Singapore? The first impression of Singapore is the Changi Airport. Changi Airport has jewel and has so many terminals. In fact, there are 4 terminals. And recently the government saying that they want to build Terminal 5, which is actually the latest and the largest terminus among all the existing terminals. In fact, Terminal 5 will be larger than all 4 terminals combined. That's very impressive, it's very spacious. And take a look at this image that I just got it from internet, from the official website of one of the architectural companies that is in charge of Changi Airport. You see, it's so impressive and so big. So all this is actually well planned, and they just use it in a reclaimed land for Terminal 5. So they're based on sustainability, and also it's quite huge to accommodate 50 million passengers once this terminal is in full operation. Impressive. Singapore might be small in size, but when it comes to management, it can be very top-notch and global. That's why we look at how they run the show for Changi Airport. It's an envy for a lot of ASEAN countries like Malaysia or some other countries. For information, like ASEAN or South Asia is now becoming a region where a lot of people want to come here and stay here, traveling here, and also doing transits in Singapore, Malaysia, or some other countries. But of course, Singapore is actually a global aviation hub where a lot of countries having airlines transiting in Singapore. Alright, so the second part is about Pan-Asian railway network. So after the completion of this Changi Airport, Terminal 5, so there will be more people flying to there, doing transits in Singapore to travel across ASEAN. If you look at the ASEAN map, you see that by traveling from Singapore to, for example, to Indonesia, to Thailand, to Vietnam, or even to Philippines, it will take just 3 to 4 hours maximum. That is quite ideal in terms of durations, where you don't have to spend so much time flying to another country. And with Pan-Asian railway network, it will even further boost the connectivity between Singapore and also the whole South Asia, and also even with China. Because of this Pan-Asian railway networks will start connecting from Singapore all the way up until the southern part of China with Kunming. So if all these projects are done in order and also based on a schedule, I think it'll be very impressive that if, let's say, all these things becomes a reality, you will see a very robust and very prosperous South Asia if there's no distortions of economics, and also there'll be no war. So what's the future of ASEAN, and what's the future of Changi Airport and Singapore? And Singapore is definitely a learning model in attracting so many tourists to come to Singapore because of Changi Airport. And of course, with efficient public transport and good connectivities and some many other stuffs. And that's why Singapore has always been a learning model for a lot of countries, not just in South Asia. So this is actually a very impressive project for Singapore and for Terminal 5. And it's just so big that it can accommodate so many passengers. So let's hope that all Southeast Asian countries can actually work together to achieve common goals by boosting connectivities and make it as not just a global aviation hub, but a regional aviation hub by connecting South Asia to the rest of the world. So what do you think about Changi plans to go for Terminal 5? So are you excited to see Terminal 5 to be in full operation? Please leave a comment down below. And if you like the content about travels and economics, please don't forget to subscribe me so that I can make more content like this. Thanks for watching, and thank you very much. I will see you in the next coming video. Bye bye.